Hello, and welcome to Your Daily Writing Habit, episode number 68. I am your host, Christine Whitmarsh. People call me Christine Inc., spelled INK. Every day, and now on Amazon Alexa, YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, all sorts of places, I am sharing with you the writing habits I've picked up over my 18 years as a ghostwriter, book coach, and author. I have found that three types of habits in particular can have a huge impact on your success. Those are writing fundamentals, productivity, and mindset. Now, we are looking at the last few episodes or so, we're looking at writing fundamentals, specifically memoir writing fundamentals. Now, if you're not writing your memoir, even if you have no plans to do so, hang in there anyway. I guarantee there's some good writing exercises that you can apply to whatever you are writing. So let's have some fun. If your memoir were a movie, how would it open? As we know, the first scene of a movie sets the tone for the rest, and in some cases determines whether the rest of the movie is even worth watching. The same is true for the opening scene of a book. Opening scene of a book, super, super, super important. When writing the story of your life, how can you craft that captivating opening scene that makes your readers lean in and can't wait to know more? So here's one way. Take a scene from your life that you might consider small and write it big. So take a scene from your life that you might consider kind of like a no big deal, whatever moment, and write it in a bigger way, especially, and we're not doing this just for the sake of doing it, if it ties into the overall architecture and theme and purpose of the rest of your book. So when you're choosing scenes from your book, choose it based on the promise that you've made to your readers, not necessarily, I only can tell the big, exciting, momentous, events of my life. It doesn't need to work that way. If it supports the lessons that you are sharing with your readers, it's good. You can include it. This will teach you to see your life through a different, bigger lens. So an example that I have, and I'm going to get vulnerable here and share it may seem like a small thing in life, but I used it in my memoir because in my memoir, it'll come out at some point. It's called The Power of the Curve. And the reason I selected the story I'm about to tell you is because it fits so perfectly with just a certain type of mindset that I don't want to give away too much here. Certain type of mindset that I've had through my life that sometimes has gotten in my way. So one of my kind of like, I guess, mental Achilles heels, and this story is a great example of it. So ultimately, I chose it to put it in my memoir, even though it doesn't make me look really that good. I'm going to tell it anyway. So back in the fourth grade, I remember when I was just like the straight A student. My husband jokes that I'm like Lisa Simpson sometimes, where everything has to be an A or an A plus. I was totally like the straight A little dorky student that just needed to be perfect in every way. I totally had like a perfectionism thing. And I remember we got our report cards and opened the report card, and I got an A minus in conduct, which like that's no big, like who cares? And it was a very well-deserved A minus, by the way, because, it's great that I'm able to talk kind of for a living right now because I did a lot of talking as a little kid. I really feel bad for all my teachers now. I was just always whispering with someone in the back of the room and having side conversations. It's like, I just felt like I had a lot to communicate and wanted to do it all the time. So, really this poor teacher, she could have given me a C based on, conduct, but I think actually an A minus was generous. But at the time, I did not think that. I thought it was like the end of the world, an A minus on my all perfect A report card. A minus, oh my God, I'm a failure. It felt like the end of the world. And it revealed so much about me to my readers. And that's why I ended up including that scene. And you'll have to hear how the story ends. The next part of the story involved me going up to the teacher's desk and confronting her about my A minus. Confronting the teacher about what I felt was an unfair A minus on my report card. So again, that will be in my upcoming memoir, The Power of the Curve, and you can see how that confrontation ended. So that's the lesson for today. Take a scene from your life that you might consider small, kind of a no big deal, and write it big. See your life through a different, bigger lens. Because again, the thing about a memoir is, and the reason that people love to read memoirs and biographies, is they find versions of themselves in the author's stories. So someone will be able, no matter how small of a story you think it is you're telling, there's going to be at least one person out there that's going to say, yes, I totally get that. Oh my God, that's my life. She gets me. So there's no such thing as too small of a story if it matches your book and it matches your reader promise. So, whether you're writing your memoir or not, go ahead and play with this as a valuable exercise to strengthen your writing muscles. And remember, if you're looking for a place to float ideas and get feedback and support from your fellow authors, check out my private Facebook group. It's called Ink Authors. Thank you for joining me here today on Your Daily Writing Habit, where I'm helping you lock in your writing habits so you can finish writing an awesome book. And if you know someone else who wants to write a book, please help them out and share this with them. Until tomorrow, happy writing.